Zablo's TCG here, and welcome back to another TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get daily Pokemon TCG uploads, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you can get daily content flowing your way. Today we're going to be checking out the Twilight Masquerade, our upcoming set for May. We already know that Temporal Forces releases on the 22nd of March, but the final Masquerade set is going to be appearing on the month of May. So that's actually in a couple of months time. As you can see here, it has been announced for May 24th. So there's going to be not a lot of time between the sets because we have the 22nd of March being the Temporal Forces set, and then 2 months after that there's going to be instantly a new set as well. So crazy that we're seeing so much English content coming our way. With that being said, we're going to be checking out the card scans that have been showcased, as well as checking out the trailer. So if you guys are hyped for today's upload, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. And also go check out our sponsors for today's video, DragonShield.com. If you're looking for sleeves, binders, and deck boxes, you can use the coupon Zablos5 over at DragonShield.com. There's also YourPlayMat.com. If you want to create your own custom playmat, you can do so today and get 10% off. They ship worldwide, so definitely check that website out. There's PokemonStore.com as well for your TCG Live code card needs. You can use the coupon ZabloTCG for 5% off. And of course, CARDMARKET.com for the European players out there. You can buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. Use the referral name ZabloTCG to help support the channel. With that being said, we're going to be checking out Twilight Masquerade, and we're going to be starting off with the trailer first. Look at that. They're putting a lot of detail into this video here. We have the 3 versions. Actually, there's 4 versions of the mask. Ogerpon is, and the Ogre's mask as well, so you can flip-flop between them. Twilight Masquerade. Okay, so what can we conclude here? This trailer is just showcasing all the different versions as well as the Ogre's mask, and that's going to be having an impact because these are basic Pokemon and you can flip-flop between them because of the Ogre's mask, the trainer card, but more on that later. As we know, the set will introduce Ogerpon from the Hidden Treasures of Area 01, Part 1, the Teal Mask DLC into the TCG with the new Tera EX cards, Ogerpon. That's going to be super nice because we have the Heartflame Mask Ogerpon EX, the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon EX, the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX, and then the regular Pokemon card Teal Mask Ogerpon, and the item as well, Ogre's Mask, to transform into the different versions. So very cool to see. This is going to be the pack artworks here. We did already see that, this Pokemon has already been revealed as a very similar Pokemon like Radiant Charizard, but a colorless, type, and an EX as well, so that's gonna be Blood Moon EX if I'm not mistaken. That's super cool. Then it looks like Dragapult is also getting an EX. That's cool. And then Ogerpon and the different version of the Sinistee. I don't even know what the name is because I haven't not played the Scarlet and Violet games, the video games that doesn't matter. So all the Pokemon that I'm getting to know are because of the trading card game, that is matter. So we have Twilight Masquerade, 160 cards, 6 new Ace Pack cards. I'm very excited for the Ace Pack cards. Of course, there's going to be that unfair stamp coming out in the Twilight Masquerade, as well as that focus sash that works on every Pokemon, actually focus band that works on every Pokemon. It's interesting to see these Ace Pack cards getting more and more powerful. There's also going to be 7 new Pokemon EX and 7 Tera Pokemon EX, 21 illustration rare Pokemon, and 11 special illustration rare Pokemon and supported cards. So on top of that, 6 hyper rare gold edged cards and more than 30 trainer cards. So another ginormous set as the addition, and these actually will be very impactful cards because most likely will be the last set for the World Championships, if I'm not mistaken. So we have May, then June and July, and I think the next set, it was the same thing with Obsidian Flames because that was not illegal for Worlds, but it came out during that time period, so that was interesting. We see here Twilight Masquerade is going to be the new set, and I'm actually kind of excited. We do see the ETB already, people that collect ETBs. There's going to be player's guides, some sleeves, and dice, coins, etc. So very, very nice. The booster box artwork looks like this. And let's check out these cards. These cards that were revealed here are we going to be reviewing right now. So we have the Teal Mask Ogerpon. And it actually has a first attack, search attack for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them and put them in hand. not that useful. The Ogre Comeback, 20 damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if they have a full bench of 5, you can slap 120 damage for only 2 energies. It's a 1-price Pokemon as well and a basic Pokemon. You might think, how do we set this up? More of that will be clear here. We have the Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. Once during your turn, you may attach a grass energy from your hand to this Pokemon. If you attach an energy to the Pokemon in this way, draw a card. So you have, it's very similar to Shadow Rider Calyrex VMAX's ability back in the days with the Shadow Door or Underworld Door. You can accelerate energies and drawing cards. It has always been great. The combination of that ability alone, just having energy acceleration and drawing cards, is always good. The problem is that you have to attach it to this Pokemon. This Pokemon does require 3 energy. So, but you can get it off if you just go first, attach of the turn, then Teal Dance, attach another energy. You're already set to go for the second turn, which is actually pretty good. Its attack does 30 damage plus 30 more for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. So if you're up against something like an Iron Hands, for example, that does require 4 energies, you're going to be slapping a ridiculous amounts of damage for not that much of a cost, because you do have that built-in Teal Dance ability. But the more powerful thing about this is that you do have Ogre's Mask. Choose the Pokemon EX in your discard pile that has Ogerpon in its name, and switch it with one of your Pokemon EX that has Ogerpon in its name. Any attached cards, damage counters, special conditions, turns in play, and any other effects remain on the new Pokemon. So you can flip-flop between your EXs that are in the discard pile. So that's actually super damn cool, because you can use this Ogerpon, accelerate some energies, and then flip-flop to another Ogerpon EX. And there's still going to be 3 Ogerpon EXs that we're going to be taking a look at right about now. The first one, on top of the energy acceleration one, is the Heartflame Mask Ogerpon EX. You are a fire type. So initially, what is cool about this is that you're having all basic Pokemon, and they're all Tera, so they cannot get damage while they are on the bench. And the other cool thing about having the flip-flop between types is that you can hit different things for weakness. Like, let's say you have this one, you can slap Roaring Moon EX for weakness, Charizard EX for weakness. You use the Ogre's Mask to transform into this one, which could be useful for its first attack, I would say, because this one does require you to get like 3 fire energies, but because the attack cost here, also this one requires 3 grass energies, there might be some way we can accelerate energies to Ogerpons in this set that has not been revealed yet. The only thing we know is that you can flip-flop between EXs. That on itself is already great for type coverage in the game, but we will have probably access to something that will reduce the attack cost, if not. If I'm mistaken, I could be sorely wrong, but you could also use something like Magma Basin on top. If, like, first things first, you go for the Teal Dance, then attach of the turn, then you flip-flop with the Ogerpon, Ogre's Mask into this one, then Magma Basin off, you can get this attack going as well. If your opponent's active as an evolution Pokemon, you slap 140 damage and you discard all energy from this Pokemon, so you can go for a 280 damage output attack on evolution Pokemon only. But it's Raffle Heart, slaps 20 damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. You only have 210 HP. I only say only because that's actually not going to be the highest damage output, but I could understand if something like this happens when a Cramorant hits you for 110 damage. You can then retaliate with this attack to go for 220 on something else, for example, with something like a Prime Catcher. You can also easily set this up, as mentioned. You go for this one, attach of the turn, Tail Dance, and then use the Ogre's Mask to transform into this one if need be. You can also go for the Water type version, and the Wellspring Mask Ogerpon EX comes back with the first attack, Sob. During your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon can't retreat. This actually is not a bad of attack, because with something like a double turbo energy, you turn this into a 0 damage output, you cannot retreat kind of situation. And we see cards like Mawile being used, like the Tempting Trap has been used for situations like this, so it could also be a unique win condition right there. On top of it, you also have the Torrential Pump, 100 damage. You may shuffle 3 energy attached to this Pokemon into your deck. If you do, this attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Okay, so with Manaphy still being around in the format, that's actually a little bit annoying because the damage output on the bench will not work. On the other hand, you can go for Prime Catcher onto Manaphy, slap down Canceling Cologne, and go for the Torrential Pump to, of course, take 2 prize cards. That's actually not too bad. You can also easily set this up with something like a Baxcalibur. So you can go Torrential Pump on the second turn, for example. That could be a thing that could happen with a card like this. So this on its own could see play in Baxcalibur decks. The other ones I'm not too keen on because this is a high attack cost for 280 damage and you have to discard all energy, so I'm not too keen of it. The cool thing is you can flip-flop between all of these with the Ogre's Mask, and there's probably going to be an Ogre deck out there. Then the last of the bunch is going to be the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX, a fighting type. This one is actually pretty good. Prevent all damage from attacks done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Pokemon that have an ability. So pretty much Snow Mirage, the attack of Alolan Vulpix V-Star, thrown into an ability. Very, very powerful in a format without Path to the Peak to ruin your day. This means you can instantly, like, chien-pao cannot attack you. Charizard EX cannot attack you. Radiant Zard cannot attack you. Like, everything that has an ability is not able to touch you. That's very, very, very strong. It's a sort of situation where safeguard abilities, like, you can combine this into a control-ish archetype already to make sure that you can protect yourself against like half of the meta, which is great. So you can have like Mimikyu for this half of the meta and then this one for the other half of the meta. So just having some sort of situation and answer against everything. Also Demolish goes through any effects, weaknesses or resistance. Yeah, the cool thing with that, this attack actually goes through this ability as well. So if you're in a mirror match of the Cornerstone Mask Ogerpon EX, this damage output isn't affected by weakness, resistance, or any other effects by your opponent's active Pokemon. So you can also slap Mimikyu and you one-shot that as well. Demolish 140. I like the damage output because 140 times 2 is a 280, enough to one-shot something like an Arceus V-Star, for example. So I will be making maybe the Ogerpon EX with a couple of grass energies, maybe a couple... It could also be luminous energy, I suppose, to counteract for that like fighting energy. So luminous energy and then all basic grass energies could be paying the way to attack with this one, attack with this one, so, and then flip-flop between the rest of them. So I like this a lot because I love new archetypes coming into the game. So this is a very unique set to be looking forward to. I wonder which other EXs will be part of the Twilight Masquerade. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Also go check out some other videos I did about Temporal Forces. It is coming very shortly. Next week we are there with the release of Temporal Forces. So I'm very, very excited. On top of that, also let me know which Ogerpon you find the most playable. For me, it's probably this one. Protecting yourself from everything that has an ability. If I'm thinking about the best decks in the format right now, with Charizard having an ability, chien-pao out there having an ability, Arceus V-Star having an ability. So lots of decks or attackers out there having an ability. Even Lugia, but Lugia will of course use Chinchino to just blow this into smithereens. But on the other hand, yeah, the Lugia V-Star is not going to be touching you because that has an ability. So very cool stuff coming from Pokemon. The game designers really are putting in the work, and I really want to know your opinion down below. Also, go check out our sponsors, Pokemon.com, the best place for TCG live code cards. Use the coupon ZapBlueTCG for 5% off. Also, go check out DragonShield.com for your sleeves, binders, and deck boxes. 5% off using that coupon ZapThose5. Don't forget. Also, YourPlaymat.com. If you're looking for a unique own custom playmat, you can create one over at YourPlaymat.com and get 10% off by clicking that link down below or using the coupon ZapBlueTCG10YP. And people from Europe, definitely head over to CardMarket, the best platform to buy and sell cards to people all across Europe. Have yourself a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG content. Peace!